Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? This is Pip Surfer with another daily update for the Cowabunga system. Today is Thursday, November 6, 2008. Hope you all are having a great day today. Before I start anything, I want to go ahead and take a look at a couple of comments from yesterday's post. First one's from Pips Ahoy. The first question he asks is if I'm working a regular job because I want to, or if because Cowabunga is not enough to provide a full-time salary. Answer to that is that one, the Cowabunga system I don't feel is enough to actually supplement your whole trading portfolio. It is a good system, but like I said, it's a day trading system. Unless you have a lot of capital, I don't think you could actually trade full time off of it. I also like to trade more than one system. You can trade different pairs, but at the same time you can just trade this if you want. It all depends on how much you're willing to trade, and that kind of thing. I like swing trading a lot more just because I don't have to pay as much attention to the charts, because it's longer term. Your risks are larger, but then again you can adjust that according to your money management rules. I do work another job just because I do want to. Trading is fun to me. It's more of like a hobby. I wouldn't really want to go into full-time trading just because then when you put that much risk and you depend on it that much, it tends to play a big emotional factor, and it can really hurt your psyche. But some people can do it, and if you can discipline yourself well enough, then I don't see why not you couldn't trade this or with other systems that are proven to work for a full-time job. I know many people do. So hope that answers that question. And I know you were talking about the second part was about my marriage, and I appreciate your well wishes. And you're asking if it's harder to trade. Sometimes it can be, just because my life's a lot busier now. I'm not just worried about myself. I also have my wife to take care of and spend time with. She understands what I do, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I can understand how you say your wife might kill you. But if she understands what you're trying to do and what you're trying to do for your household, providing supplemental income, I think she might have more of an understanding if you explain to her that the foreign exchange and trading is it's a valid way to get additional source of income, especially nowadays, just where you kind of have to rely on yourself to make your own money, your own retirement, with the government, and just the economy, the way things are going. Explain those things to her. If you're like my wife, she gets bored when I start talking economics, so she just kind of lets me do my thing. So hopefully you can explain it to her and she'll kind of get the gist, and maybe that'll help. So D-Train wants to know about the 4-hour candle, if you have to wait for it to close to establish a main trend change. And the answer is definitely yes. You must wait for the 4-hour candle to close, because if you don't, then you're really not getting the whole story. Sometimes you may get what seems like a cross, but 4 hours is a long time, and the market could move against you, and then at the end of the candle you find out that, hey, it wasn't a new trend change candle. So definitely wait until the candle closes, and then also make sure that the RSI and stochastics agree with your trend change candle. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the news events for today before I go ahead and look at my charts. You can go to babypips.com, click on this tools tab, and it's going to pull up the news events for the day. 7 a.m. Sterling official bank rate. That's an important thing to watch out for. So 7 a.m. Eastern time, as well as I counted 8:30, the prelim non-farm productivity. It's not really a red event, but I did want to watch out for it, just because you never really know nowadays. So 7 a.m. and 8:30 were the two time areas that I wanted to watch out for. Other than that, though, we had a pretty free day. So now we got our charts. We got the 15-minute and the 4-hour. I'm going to go ahead and open up my 4-hour chart and move it back to before midnight so you can see what my chart looked like. Now you can see that we had a trend change candle yesterday, occurred yesterday afternoon, and let's see that. You can see that there was a crossover, RSI is below 50, stochastics trending down, so this is a valid trend change candle, and now the trend is down. And if I look at today's action, you can see that we didn't have any new trend change candles, so that meant that today we only looked for short trades as the trend stayed down. So only short trades today. And now that we've determined our trend, We can go down to our 15-minute chart and move it back to just before midnight. Okay, and remember, we're looking out for only short trades, and 7 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. are the time areas to watch out for. So now I can move my fart. I said fart. How funny is that? I can move my chart forward one candle at a time. Wow, that's pretty funny. Okay, let's see here. Let's move it one candle, 15 minutes, each of these candles. So here we have a crossover at 12:30 a.m. Now let's just see if our indicators line up. RSI is below 50, stochastics trending down. MACD is positive and losing value. This makes this a valid signal. So we would enter at the close of this candle at 58.15. Our stops at the most recent swing high at 58.51, and the nearest 0 or 50 level is right here at 5,800. That's close enough, and that's about 15 pips away. So pretty, it's a decent target. It's not the biggest target profit potential, but it's good enough. So now that we're in our trade, we can just let it roll, and we'll see that the very next candle, unfortunately, we got stopped out. So not much to think about there. We got stopped out, brush it off, and let's look for another trade. So stopped out on that first one. Continue to move forward. You see a lot of sideways movement here. Still nothing going on. Okay, it's 2:45. It's now 3 a.m. Remember, we have news at 7, so we're still quite a ways from that. And we'll just look for another crossover. Okay, here we get one. This is at 6:15. If you look at the indicators, RSI is below 50, stochastics trending down. However, if you look at MACD, the candle before it was already negative, and on the crossover candle, it just was losing more value. So MACD was already negative from the candle before, so this cancels out the signal, and it's not a valid entry. So no entry there. So hopefully you caught that one. And now it's 7 o'clock, and you can see that we had a big volatile candle there with the bank rate statement. Okay, and now we're still only looking for short trades. This is 8 o'clock. Let's look. First of all, it's at 8 o'clock. We know news is coming out at 8:30, so that would already cancel this out from trading. But let's pretend that there was no news coming out and just look at the indicators. RSI is below 50, stochastics trending down. But again, MACD was already negative from the candle before, so this makes it an invalid signal, so no entry again. Okay, here we get another crossover. This is at 9:15. Let's look at our indicators. RSI is below 50. Stochastics are not trending down. They're actually still crossed up. And MACD again is still negative. It was negative the candle before. So two things here kept us out of the trade, the stochastics and MACD. So again, no signal, no trade. Now we can just begin to look again. Here we have another crossover. RSI is below 50, stochastics trending down, but again MACD was negative from the candle before. So again, this trade is canceled out. And you can see how these indicators help us, because look at all this choppy movement here. And we had 3 potential signals, but because of our indicators, all 3 of them kept us out. So no trades there. Here we get another crossover at 10:45. RSI is below 50, however, stochastics not quite trending down, and MACD again was negative from the candle before. So another false signal here, no entry. Okay, and then we just continue to move out throughout the day, and that was it. So we had one trade that was a loss, then we had a bunch of other potential signals that were all canceled out by news and by the indicators not lining up. So a very choppy day in the market. And luckily we only took one loss today. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it on the blog, and I will try to answer them as best as possible. But until then, I will see you guys on the next update. Cowabunga, dudes.